In November of 1998, Pixar released their second ever movie, A Bug's Life. It followed an ant named Flick, who could never seem to fit in with colony life, with his inventions usually causing more problems than solutions. After Hopper, the villain of the film, demands that the ants present him with even more food offerings than usual, Flick takes off on a journey to recruit some tough bugs to fight off the grasshoppers instead of giving up all their food. Eventually, Flick does find a group of bugs that are up for the job, just not the job he thought. Only a few days after release, the movie's video game counterpart was released for the Sony PlayStation. It loosely followed the plot of the movie, even including some actual clips from the film that you would unlock as you play through the game. They'd play between the different levels, as well as be added to a collection menu on the title screen, letting you come back anytime to watch the ones you had unlocked. The game starts you off outside your colony's anthill, a stage you can beat in about 20 seconds. You just follow Dot's directions and then go inside. A core part of the gameplay they introduce in this level is the ability to turn seeds into useful vegetation like mushrooms that will bounce you up onto higher ledges, or super berries, an upgrade to your basic red berry projectiles. This mechanic will be beat into the ground through the game, with many of the level's puzzles being centered around placement and upgrading of these seeds. Like the film, the grasshoppers start smashing holes in the ceiling of the anthill and start coming down into the tunnels to terrorize the ants. Several of the game's bosses are grasshoppers, and you'll fight Thumper, the first one, pretty early in the game. Despite his unhinged appearance in the film, he's not much of a threat. A highlight of the movie is Flick leaving on his quest to find some tough bugs, and the game is no different. After spending some time in a canyon maze filled with all sorts of hostile creepy crawlies, and even a showdown with a bird, you're headed off to the big city. You even get the classic Bug Zapper cutscene from the movie that plays right before Flick arrives for the first time. The game does an okay job at recreating the city, with lots of different bugs going about their business, making it feel a bit more alive than the other levels. Even the giant daddy long-legged spider shown in the movie can be seen in town. You'll jump and berry throw your way around the city looking for the circus bugs, getting little cutscenes from each of them as you find them. As our pal Flick is a magnet for trouble, before you leave town with your new friends, you'll get into a bar fight with a disgruntled horsefly known as Thud. It's kind of a cool stage as you're inside of a rolling soup can, but it can be a bit annoying getting smacked by this cork that comes out of nowhere. Unfortunately, the game's pace comes to a screeching halt after you leave the big city. Tasked with finding pieces of a craftwork bird, a scheme put together to scare away the grasshoppers, you'll be running around changing seeds into plants to climb up, mushrooms to bounce on, and even a cannon-type plant to blast you up higher than ever before. It's a pretty long-winded and boring section, just collecting seed modifications and climbing up onto different ledges, but it's at least not difficult, and the music is pretty awesome. Some of the tunes even get a little experimental, taking full advantage of the stereo sound. You'll really get a buffet of noise in this game. In the city levels, they even use actual emergency sirens in the tracks to help dial in the big city setting. It's pretty cool from an artistic standpoint, but distracting and grating when it's on repeat. Once you've got those bird pieces collected and put together, you'll need to recruit a young gang of ants called the Blueberries to pilot it. But first, you have to find them all and make your way up a big tree while you do it. Leading the charge against the grasshoppers, you'll fight Molt, another notable grasshopper from the film, while thousands of ants stare at you from the sidelines, occasionally throwing red berries at you to help, which actually override your upgraded berries, so you have to avoid these care packages while you're spamming your super berries. Once again, the game slows down and puts you in a puzzle arena where you have to carry seeds around and change them into plants to help you put seeds somewhere else. All of this is done to make a turret plant which shoots down Hopper, who had kidnapped Princess Ada, starting a chase sequence where you'll fly through a canyon, ending in the final boss fight of the game, Hopper himself. You'll need to do some platforming and a lot of annoying exploring to even get to a point where you're in front of Hopper and able to damage him. The fight drags on even further if you get a game over, as you can't quickly retry. You'll have to go to the main menu and manually load up a save file every single time. A Bug's Life on the Sony PlayStation is a decent game, and a huge assortment of actual movie clips really make it. but it is held back by a few uninspired seed puzzle levels sprinkled throughout. It's a shame that both the film nor the game ever got a sequel, a rather unusual occurrence with Pixar. Like the game, I wish we got a little more.